Hello again, everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at graphing data, and we're going to especially be taking a look at the two different types of graphs that are very similar. Those are the bar graphs and the histogram. Remember that the big difference is going to be that a bar graph, like a pie chart, is representing categorical data, whereas a histogram is going to be looking at quantitative data. So to start out, I'm going to show you graphing a bar graph of the data that we have here. The bar graph is going to be used on categorical. So remember, over here I have individuals, here I have a quantitative variable, and here I have a categorical variable. So I'm going to start by graphing the categorical variables. So here is the South. If I count through how many people are in the South, looks like I have 17 people in the South. In the West, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In the Northeast, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In the Midwest, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 9, 10, 12. Looks like I have 12. And then I think the only one left here is the Northeast. Oh, I already got Northeast. I don't see any Southwest. So those are the four categories that I have. So making this, very simple. Here's 5, 10, 15, 20. I have 17 in the South. I've got 12 in the West. The Northeast has 9. The Midwest has 12. So here is a bar graph. Again, it's graphing categories. If I want to use a histogram, or the reason I would want to use a histogram, imagine if I were going to graph the percent. People would mistakenly look at the state and say, well, the state is going to be my category. But if you think about it, you're going to end up with every single one of these states listed here, Mississippi and Illinois and Wisconsin, and you're going to have to draw a bar for every single one of those. So you're going to have 51, because we're including District of Columbia, 51 entries with bar graphs. It's not very useful. So instead of doing that, in a histogram, we are going to show the distribution of quantitative variables. And it gets a little bit more difficult with this because there's no categories defined for us. So what we need to do is decide what these categories are going to be. And one of the best ways to do that is to initially take a look at something that's called the spread of this data. I want to find the smallest piece of information, which in this, just a brief cursory glance, looks like it's 59. And I want to find the largest piece of information. So I got an 88. And it looks like it's 88. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I am going to be looking at a spread from 59 to 88. And what we're going to do is we're going to break those into even categories. But the categories are going to be basically a bin of numbers or bin of information. So I'm going to use some simple categories like here is going to be 55 and 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, and 90. Now, what I am doing is I am looking for all of the numbers that are in between 55 and 60. And the way I'm thinking of it is it's going to go from 55.0 to 59.9. When I look at it, 60 falls into the next category. So I'm going to look through here and I'm going to count all of these things up. So I don't see any 50s in there. I don't see any 50s in there. In fact, I already know there's only one 50 and it's right here. So I like to put the numbers for right now. I've got 1 between 55 and 60. Between 60 and 65, if I go through all of these things, it looks like I have a 62 and a 63. So it looks like I have 2. Between 65 and 70, now we're going to start to see a little bit more. There's 1, 2, 3, and I might miss something as I'm going through these. I'm not double checking it. Between 70 and 75, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Between 75 and 80, 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to include the 80 because remember 80 goes in the next category. So I'm at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're starting to see a lot more here between 80 and 85. So that's where the 80, 83, and 81 go. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, and an 80, so there's 14. Between 85 and 90, there's not a lot up in here, but here's 86, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 7. Now I can really quickly draw this again and say here's 5, here's 10, here's 15. So 1 and 2 are going to be really low, and we always try to make these equal widths when we're doing this because it helps us visualize this data. So there's 3, we're up to 5. I'm not perfect here. 11, we're going to jump up all of a sudden, and then 14, we're getting really close to the top, and then on this last one we drop back down to 7. So that now is a histogram, and it's showing us the number of entries that are in each of these bins between 55 and 60. One of the things that you can do with a histogram is now I can add these together and see, did I get all of them? And I'm going to guess I actually missed one. So here's 21 plus 11, 32, 37, 40, 42, 43. I definitely missed a couple in here. I missed like 8 of them as I went through there, unless I added one. 21, 32, 37, 42, 43. So that's how you create it. This is what the actual histogram looks like for that. Again, they don't have them listed here, but they do kind of show you that right here, this bar had 11 states between 75 and 79%. Really all the way up to 80. So I would say it's 75 to 79.9, but we didn't use that digit anyway, so they can get away with saying that it's including 75 and 79. But that is a histogram. All right. Now, next section we are going to be taking a look at how do I describe this histogram, how do I interpret it, the shape, the skew, all of those kinds of things. But that is how you can create a histogram. We'll also be showing you how to create a histogram in some various spreadsheet software in the future as well.